It's Yellowstone week here at CBS Mornings. Boy, we had a good time all week. Actors from the hit #1 TV show, you heard me, the hit #1 TV show in the country, has joined us first on CBS Mornings to talk about the show's epic return, and everybody keeps using that word epic. Actor Kelly Reilly plays a fierce, that's one way to describe her, Beth Dutton, the only daughter of John Dutton, played, of course, by Kevin Costner. In the mid-season finale of season 5, she confronts her backstabbing brother Jamie, he's treacherous too, and his manipulative lawyer girlfriend after they plotted to remove their governor father from office.
You enjoying your marionette?
Every inch of him.
Okay. So it's war.
The war's over, Beth.
No, Jamie. War is just beginning.
War is just beginning, and guess what? She ain't lying. First on CBS Mornings, Kelly Reilly, we're glad to say, is here. Hello, Kelly Reilly.
Welcome. Hello, thank you for having me.
I really want to know how you feel about Beth, because she is so insane, but she's so fun to watch, and we still like her. Why? I want to know what you think about her.
Oh, gosh, there's so much to her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not just one thing. She's like 10 women in one. There is, obviously, we know her as, like you said, insane and fierce, but there is such a deep soul and an incredible depth of heart and love and devotion for her family.
Do you like her?
I love her. I mean, I can be infuriated with her, but I love her. I remember there was Alan Rickman, one of my favorite actors. There was something he said about, you cannot play a character and judge them. You cannot. It's impossible. If you judge them, you can't become them. And I understood that because I just had to understand her. I don't necessarily have to agree with her, but she's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
She's a wild ride.
She is a wild ride. It was so interesting when we were all watching the clip together. We were all impressed by the intensity and how fierce she is. And you said she's so sad, which I guess is that sympathy you have for her.
She breaks my heart. I'm so moved by her. And I think over the years, over the seasons, you're able to sort of unpeel the layers and get to see why she does some of the things she does.
Well, you say look at her backstory. Tell us everything you need to know about her.
That's right. I mean, this is a woman who, she grew up with brothers on this ranch. It's a very harsh, brutal environment. She was afraid of horses as a child, which is not, great for a daughter of a ranching family. And there was an accident where she accidentally killed her own mother with being afraid of horses, caused the horse to rear up and land on her mother's chest. And as her mother lay there on the ground, dying, she said, "This is your fault."
Oh.
I mean, what does that do to a psyche? So there was a lot for me to like.
Yeah.
And yet, as you say, she has this incredible depth of love within her heart that you actually see even when she's doing things that you might find reprehensible or terrible.
Yeah.
And part of that is manifest in the relationship that you have with Rip, right? And Cole Hauser was here, and I asked him what's it like to know that people in Halloween dress up like you, and people have T-shirts that say "Love me like Beth loves Rip." Break down that love and the chemistry that you both have on the show, which is on fire.
It's like Rip loves Beth. We gotta get that part.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they're both savages, right? I mean, they really are, but they're so fiercely protective of one another. And I think to have that, and also that history, they loved each other from 15 years old. We know the story that she got pregnant, and he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
No, he still doesn't know.
And in a way, and I don't want to give too much away to the audience, but is there anything that could come between Rip and Beth?
I'm sure
Oh,
that.
good question.
I mean, maybe that's to, Taylor has yet to give that to Rip, that information. So whether or not it stays in the vault of Beth's heart forever, she doesn't want to hurt him.
Yeah.
And I think that would hurt him.
The first time I heard you speak, #1, she's also in Here, the movie Here.
Yeah,
Tom Hanks
which we
and
love.
Robin were here, and you're playing Tom's mother, so that's a whole different layer of Kelly's work. But I'm so fascinated by your accent. The first time I heard, were you intimidated by going from the British accent to doing the Montana accent? Did you put a lot of work into it because you were so spot on in your delivery?
Well, thank you. I work with a great dialect coach, so she helps me. But it's not the first time I've played American. So I was in Flight and True Detective, so it's not, and I'm married to an American. I live in New York, so I'm surrounded by a lot of, I hear you all the time.
Yeah.
And I sometimes think I sound like I'm that person in the Mid-Atlantic that has that American twang, which my mum always and my brother, they'll call me up and say, you sound so American. And I'm like, I don't.
And you take that as an insult or a compliment?
Well, no, the Mid-Atlantic thing is horrible. I'd rather just sound fully American or fully British. But, yeah, no, everything about Beth was intimidating to begin with for me, and least of all her accent. That was the least thing I wanted to get it right.
But the season's wrapping up.
In our final seconds here, how do you feel about a Beth Rip spin-off possibility?
Yes, please.
Yeah, well, I want you all to see these next 6 episodes and see where it lands.
Are they satisfying to you, the last 6? Is it
Incredibly satisfying.
Everybody has said that it's
very
high and goes higher.
cathartic, yes, it does go higher, as if, we take the roof off. And then there is something about it that is really beautiful and poetic, which ultimately is,
I can't wait either. Bravo, Kelly Reilly.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Yes.
Cheering you on always. Yellowstone returns this Sunday. We all get to see it November 10th on Paramount Network at 8 o'clock Eastern and Pacific. And you can catch an encore of the new episode right here on CBS on Sunday. Check your local listings for that.